Hello again and welcome back to another craft kit tutorial. My name is Colleen Hatch. I am the assistant teen librarian here at the Woodmere Library. This month we're going to be doing a perler bead bag. So in your kit you're going to get a bag of perler beads and then a little bag with a needle. Oh boy, sorry about that. Glare. A needle threader, and a little bobbin of thread, as well as a 9-inch zipper. From home, you're just going to need a pair of scissors and some patience. This is quite a time-consuming process, so I'm going to be doing a lot of skips of what I've done already just so I can show you all the steps. So I will bring you down and we will get the first step of it going and show you guys what's up. Alrighty. Oh, you see my finished one. Don't look at that. Alright, so we're going to start with our needle and thread and our needle threader and our scissors, of course. I'm going to use the bobbin I've already been using just so we don't have to use a different one. And you want to do about an arm's length and then double that over. This is just to get a good start on your yarn. So I did an arm's length and I'm going to go back and double that thread. So it's an arm's length twice. And this is just to get a good basis to start with. You will need to tie on much more string, but for sake of knots and your sanity, we're going to start with just a little bit. So, yeah. Alright, so what we want to do is you want to start with 2 beads. One random color and one whatever color you want to make your first row. So I'm going to pick, I don't know, this random yellow one, and we'll do dark blue just like I did last time. We're going to thread our needle. So you put the needle threader through the eye of the needle. And I always thread the looped end just because that way I can tie a really easy knot. So put the loop end through. Now I will be honest with you guys, I am not a sewer. It is not my strong suit, even a little bit. So if I can do it, oops, I had it and then I tugged it right back out. If I can do it, anybody can do it, and I absolutely promise you that. Alright, so there. Let's try that again. My apologies. I was talking and trying to thread my needle at the same time. Alright, loop through the little metal part there, and then you pull it through like that. And then we're going to take the ends of our string thread and loop it through the loop there, and that's just going to tie our notch. And just pull that up. And then you get a good little solid knot on there, and you don't have to worry about it slipping. So, alright, I'm just going to kind of untangle that a little bit. Alright, now back to these. 2 beads, 1 random color, 1 of your first row color. And you're going to put those all the way to the end, or pretty close to it. You can leave a little bit of tail so we have a little bit of room to work with. And we're going to just tie that in a few good knots. I'm going to loop this around a few times, and then one more. Like that. Alright, cool. And then our base row is going to have 16 total, but we've got 1 on there already with the blue. So we need to thread 15 more of the dark blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Come on. This might be easier if you can dump it on a little plate or something too. I'm just working out of the bag because I'm trying to not get any more stuff out. Alright, so there's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, All right, 15. All right, so you can see I've got 15, including, and then I've got that 1 at the end, so 16 total. And now we're going to start building our rows. Okay, let's try that again. I have a charger for my computer now, so it won't die. All right, so we have the 15 plus the 1 extra here from your first row. And now we're going to start our second row. So we're going to pick a new color. I'm going to do this like bright orangey kind of one. And then we're going to skip the first bead and go through the second bead. So we are now going right to left instead of left to right to work our new row. And at the beginning, this is slightly difficult. The more you get going on your project, though, the easier it becomes, I promise. All right, so, and then we want to just keep working across with putting a new bead and threading it through every other. So we've got, pull it tighter here. There's that, and then we're going to skip one and go through the next one. And this may take a little bit of pulling and finagling just to make sure that everything stays nice and tight. All right, next one. Skip one, and then go on the next one. Like so. Skip one, and go on the next one. And yeah, continue all the way across. All right, so we have gone through here. I think we've gotten all of our every other. And now we're back to the little starting section where we put the 2 beads, one of the yellow and one of the blue. And we want to go through that blue because that is our row color. Try to keep our end piece a little more out of the way, hopefully, maybe. All right, so we're going to go through the blue start row 1 to finish it off. And don't get too stressed if this first row is a little stressful for you. Again, hardest row in the whole piece. Easily, and that's not right. Apparently, what is happening? Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, we got it. Sorry about the stressful moment, but we're good. So we've got kind of like this little zigzag, and as you can see, let's see if I can bring it closer to the camera. The orange is bumped out compared to the blue. So now that we've gotten our base row done, this is way easier for you. And we are just going to be threading through the beads that are bumped out. So we're going to go back the other direction. And we're going to take a new color for our new row, and we're going to go through these orange ones that are now all bumped out, so it's easy to see them. And we're going to thread those through in between the orange beads. And go across and do that, and then we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8 per row. Because we have 16 and we're doing every other one. So, 3. Now, a hint that I will tell you, is, which I'm not doing right now, and I should be, is before you do a row, make sure you can find 8 of that color. I usually pull them all out and kind of set them aside. At the beginning, not really a big deal, but as you get closer to the end and you have less and less beads, it does get a little harder to make sure that you have enough of all of your colors. A couple more here. All right, and one more. Make sure you're keeping these nice and tight so it's a little easier to work with and it makes it a little more sturdy. So there we go. There is the first 3 rows. So what you want to do is you want to do this until you get double the length of your zipper. And when I say the length of your zipper, I mean from the metal part here to this part of your zipper. These little end pieces we're going to kind of fold up over in it. So it's a little less than 9 inches, but it's pretty close. And I happened to want to save some time on this video, and I have made one that is the right length. So this is what it looks like flat. This is 171 rows. So what we need to do now is we need to connect them so we can make the body of our pouch. So what we're going to do is we are going to connect this first row, which is blue on mine, and my last row, which is this teal color. So we're going to go through this first row blue bead, and this is still attached to my project from working on it, and then through the teal, and then through the blue, and then through the teal. Oh, and when you were working on this project, when you run out of string, just tie a new piece on. Again, measure your arm length twice, and just do a couple good knots, trim off the excess string, and just keep tying on. Just make sure you do nice sturdy knots on there so you're not losing anything in the middle of your project. You will have to do that many, many, many times. I would say probably 10 to 20 times at least. So don't stress about that. You're not supposed to get it all done with one thing of thread. And I am just alternating back and forth here. We're almost like zipping this up like a zipper. Alternating back and forth of the first row and the last row to get this all closed together. So teal, blue, teal, through the blue, through the teal. You do want to make sure that when you're done, your first and last row are going to fit together. The first time I did 170 rows and they were the same orientation of beads, so there was no way they were going to fit together. So you have to do odd number rows, more than likely, so that will fit. Alright, so I am to the very, very last bead here, and this is where we had that pink one. On this row it was yellow, on mine it was pink, which is the extra bead, but we don't want that in our project. So we're just going to kind of tuck that to the back and go through that blue instead. Because we love the pink, but we don't want her there for this particular project. This is a little hard because it really wants to be there, but we're going to try to just get her out of the way. The first time I made this, I tried to cut it off. I think I ended up making it worse for myself. So we're going to just kind of tuck that in. I'm going to go back through this teal again, just kind of reinforce this a little bit, hopefully. And we'll do that a few times between this teal and this blue, just to make that knot nice and sturdy and tight. Might even go back to the purple too. We're experimenting here just so, yeah, there we go. We can get that nicely sewn on. So I went back even one more row to this purple bead just to make myself feel better about it. Alright, got a little bit of a bump, but I think it's going to work for what we need to do. So pull this nice and tight there, and then we're going to go through one of these previous loops up top, and we're going to tie off our knot. So we're going to kind of go in between the blue and the teal, and we have this big loop. We're going to loop our needle through a couple times, And this is just to get a knot, maybe, or that's not going to work at all. Is there a reason that's not going to work at all? Alright, so what we're going to do instead is, because I did get a knot, it's just not really where I wanted the knot, so I'm going to tie off this loop too and tie a knot there as well. This is going to be on the bottom of our project, so it's not the absolute end of the world if it doesn't look perfect. I'm sure those with way more sewing knowledge than myself will probably do a much, much, much better job of tying this off than I will. And I am okay with that, but I am trying new things, doing my best. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and trim these off. I did tie these in a few knots, so hopefully we're good and stable. Like so. And then this is a little extra string from the beginning. We'll tie this, or that out of the way too. Alright, so a little rough with that pink bead in there, but I think that it will be okay. Alright, so there is that. And there is our beginning, like so. So you get a nice little circular sleeve type thing there. Alright, next what we need to do is we need to make a bottom piece. So the bottom is going to just give a little bit of support so that you can actually put things in here, obviously. And we're going to do the same technique as before, and I'm just going to use the clip I had left, except that we're only going to make it 2 beads wide. So we're going to pick 2 beads. This light blue looks good to me. And thread them both through. When we get to the end, we're going to tie a couple good knots here. Okay, and then pick a new color for the second row. How about this dark yellow? That looks good. Pick up 2, and we're going to go through one. I'm going to go through the top bead here. This is one of my most problematic parts. For some reason I have trouble starting this, but I think we're going to get it. We're going to be good. We got it this time. Alright, so I've got a little group of 4, and now it looks weird, but we're going to start building it this way. So pick a new color. We'll do this purple, and we're going to go down through this yellow bead. It's a little more bumped out. Oh, I just threw that purple across the room. So this one right here. Through that one. And then we're going to go another purple, because this is 2 bead rows. And we're going to go back the other direction with that purple. Alright, so you can see that this purple is now more bumped out. So we're going to continue with a new color. How about a darker green? I'm going to go down through the bumped out purple and loosen it all up again. And then up through the other green for our row. Alright. So, you can see we've got that going. So what you want to do is you want to make that, it needs to fit inside of here. So you want to make that a length that's going to fit inside of your project. So just kind of go a little bit at a time, measure out. Should be, about half of your original row. So half of 170, we're going to be about, 40 rows or so. But we will go ahead and finish making this, and then when I get that done, we will come back and we will sew everything together and hopefully get to our finished project. We got the bottom done. This is 42, which seems about right. We're 171 rows, that's about half. So we're going to attach this to the bottom. I tried the first time and we needed to adjust a little bit. So we are back and we're going to do this. So the extra little pink bead side, I'm going to leave that up top, and I'm going to kind of use that as a guide of how many beads I need to leave like in the corner. So I think we're going to start, on this yellow or this white bead here. I started on the yellow last time and it seemed a little cramped to me. So what we're doing is we're putting this as our bottom row to give it a base. So we're going to go up through the white, we're going to go down through this blue, and then we're going to go down through both of the orange beads. That's our last one in the row. What are we doing here? Why are we not pulling? Oh, because there's a knot. Okay, got it. Okay, we're good now. I think, maybe, possibly. What's happening? Okay, sure. All right, and then we're gonna go down through these two orange. Pull that a little tighter first. Much like everything else in this project, the start is the hardest part because we're trying to sew off of something that's not super stable yet. So it should be fine. We just gotta work with it a little bit. All right. So we decided that white, and then we're gonna go through this blue because that's where we decided we're gonna pick up our row. All right. So then through the blue, and then we're gonna go the other direction. So we're gonna go up through this peachy bead. To knot my string in a million knots, and then up through these two teal in the bottom, like so. Sniffle, sniffles. Okay. And then through the next one, which is this light blue. Oh, sorry, we've done a light blue. Black. Black is our next one. Alright, so we're going to keep weaving back and forth. So we're going to go back up through the orange. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see. Back up through the orange. Through the two blues, dark blues. 1, 2. And then, sorry, I've got a lot of string right now. And then through the next one, which is this purple. So we're going to keep going back and forth. The idea is hopefully to get this to kind of settle in between, which I was making progress with. It was just a little bit tight at the front. So see how it kind of settles in there. You have a little tiny hole, but it should be plenty to stop things from falling through. So I'm going to cut, we're going to go through, we're going to finish all of the bottom, getting that sewn up, and then we'll show you where we're at with that. Alright, because I'm not the strongest at hand sewing, I went ahead and sewed the first side just to make sure I could explain this as well as I possibly can. So I'm going to show you how to sew the other side on now that I feel a little more comfortable with what I'm doing. So, alright, we need to start by getting this on here. So we're going to kind of go between two beads here in the corner and tie this on. Just to get the string on there. Trim off this end. Alright, and then we're going to go down through like the bead before it and up through the next one just to get a good little base started for us. All right, cool. Now we're gonna sew on the other half of the zipper, hopefully. And hopefully I can do this relatively easily. Okay. So we're gonna go down through the zipper. We're gonna go, this may be a different challenge because now I have the other side sewn. Oh no. Okay. Alright, and then we're gonna go down through a bead. We're gonna go up through the in-between. Like in between two beads there. And then we're gonna try to keep this as straight as we can. Keyword is as we can. And alright. And then we're gonna go down to the zipper again. This corner is gonna be messy. It's just gonna be how it is because hand sewing is hard. Alright. So, alright, got it. Good. Got it good. Alright, and then once again we're gonna go down through a bead, up through the in-between, and then we're going to do another stitch in the actual zipper part. I'm going to try to keep this nice and even if possible. Again, it does not have to be perfect because it is you know, a learning experience probably for a lot of you. If you guys are great hand sewers, please come teach me because I need all the help I can get. Alright. Make sure you don't get the zipper pole stuck in it, because that would be bad. Alright. So now next bead, we're going to go down through this green, up in between the green and the red, and do a stitch in the zipper part. And I'm stuck on the zipper pole again. Alright, got it. Pull that tight to make up my difference. Okay, got it. Alright, now we're going to go, once again, down through the blue bead, up in between the two beads, try not to catch that other string in between. Alright, cool. And then a stitch through the zipper. Get caught around my pole. Alright, cool. And we'll repeat it one more. I'll show you one more here because I'm learning too. Down through the next bead, up in between, and through the zipper. Now the goal is to kind of keep this right in line. It's kind of hard to see in your corner, so you know, not absolutely perfect, but we'll get it as we get farther along. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see that starting to come together now, and it does, in fact, unzip. Hooray. Alright, one more, and then I will finish sewing this off camera. Down through the next bead, up in between the beads, and through the zipper. Alright. Down through the next bead, up in between the beads, oh, caught around the zipper again, and through the zipper pull. Alright, there we go. So I've got a few stitches on there, and you can see my other row here. So we're just going to go all the way across, and when I get to the end, I will show you how I finish it off. Alright, so I went ahead and finished that up, and then I just kind of looped it around a previous stitch and tied it off. I'm just kind of going through and trimming off any weird strings. I did have to kind of go back through and reinforce the start and end of the zipper a little bit. I just went through and sewed it a little bit more. Still not perfect, but gets the job done. So let me bring it up and I will show you the final product, and yeah, let's do that. Alright, so there is our completed bag. Like I said, I hope that was helpful to you. My hand sewing skills leave something to be desired for sure, but it's still cute. You can put, little things in there. Scissors aren't quite a little too big for it, but pencils or whatever would fit in there nicely, or makeup brushes, things like that. But yeah, there you go. Another skill to practice and learn. I'm sure if I did this again, my sewing skills would get even better than they did last time. So thank you guys as always. Hope you guys come and pick this up, and we will see you again for the next one. Have a good day.